Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Brush Live. We have a new season here for you with some new ideas. I am Leah from Leah Noell Design Co. And
I am Bianca, Lotus Theory Designs. Hey, everyone.
Hey, guys. And we are two of your brand ambassadors here at Dixie Belle Paint Company. And today we are starting a new season of Beyond the Brush Live. It is a show that you guys may or may not be familiar with. We have been off and on since 2020. So today we decided we would bring this to the Dixie Belle Paint Company channel every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, middle of the week, middle of the day. And we are here to answer your questions about Dixie Belle Paint products, the company, everything to do with Dixie Belle here today. So we would love it if you guys would go ahead and pop your questions into the comments and we will answer them here with you live. We really want to serve those of you guys that are showing up here on this broadcast, but we have some breaking news for you right now that we are
We'll work out the kinks as we go. You guys have What do we have, Leah? We got breaking news, yes?
We got breaking news. So, Bianca, what's on our news agenda for today?
Yes. First up, we're going to talk about Global E. So Dixie Belle has a new program available, which means Global E means that anywhere in the world you can purchase your Dixie Belle paint products on the Dixie Belle website and have them shipped to you anywhere in the world. This is a powerful, powerful tool. So if you're in one of those remote locations that you do not have a local retailer, this is a fantastic option for you to get in touch and get your hands on these fabulous products and have them delivered to your front door. Shipping and everything obviously will vary depending on your location, but take advantage. But obviously, if you are near a local retailer, we still encourage you to buy from your local retailer.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have 10 new silk colors coming out here. You can stay tuned each day for a color reveal. There will be a word that you can unscramble on the Dixie Belle Paint Company page. We have already unveiled 2 colors, including Prickly Pear and Oasis. Today, we will have another reveal at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and they will be available with your elite retailer on January 26th. Other retailers after that, and available online February 9th. Back to you, Bianca.
So let's talk about Dixie Belle's new color lab. If you have not been to the Dixie Belle website, there's another powerful tool at your disposal on the Dixie Belle paint page where you can mix your colors. And I actually have an example for you. So if you go to dixiebellepaint.com, do you see that color lab tab at the top? If you click that, you can choose between the color mixer as well as match a color. So for example, if I wanted to play around in the color mixer, I can put a couple of colors into these fields here. So I would just choose a color. We'll just choose 2 random colors. And if I mix these 2 colors together, I'm going to get this color here. And I can also change the ratios depending on how much blue or how much green, for example, that we have here. And if I hit add to cart, it will take it to the cart. The other option is match a color. So if you wanted to match a color to, say, a wall, or maybe you have a pretty shirt on and you have a color, you can upload an image. Oops. Hold on, guys. All right. So you can upload an image to the match color page, and it's going to pick out all of the colors within that image. And if you click one, say that I want this nice yellow, it's going to give me the color recipe. So this is a very powerful tool. I would say use it. It's at your disposal. With 69 chalk mineral paint colors, you can pretty much create anything. And then obviously there is a silk tab as well. So you can play with that, especially when all the new silk colors come out. And these colors are fabulous. You're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Can you also upload a transfer to that and then see the the colors on the transfer, it'll also pull the colors out of the transfers for you, so that you can also match your paint colors to your transfers as well, which is super duper cool.
Super cool.
All right, guys. So our last big news for today is you are still receiving a free gemstone mousse in the color of amber with your purchase of $100 or more on our website. So get in there, use that color lab, and get your free mousse while the promotion is still going on. That concludes our news segment. We have one other special thing for you guys today. We have a featured artist we would love to share with you guys. This is Samantha with New Beginnings, and she is in York, Pennsylvania. And she painted this gorgeous washstand right here, and it's all hand painted with a turtle and a gorgeous sea scene. So we just wanted to give her a shout out. Please follow her at New Beginnings Home Furnishings. She is right here on Facebook, and she just does some beautiful artwork. And so we just wanted to bring you guys a beautiful featured artist with with this gorgeous piece of furniture right here.
And we're going to do that every week, right, Leah?
Yes. So we are going to be doing a feature artist every week, so that we're just looking for some really good raw talent, just like that. Samantha just, hand painting that turtle and that sea scene is just amazing. So when something catches our eye, we want to bring you a new featured artist each week on our show.
Yes. So with that said, that concludes the news. Let's get into your questions. As you jump on, say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from, and you have us here. We're willing to answer your questions, so chime in. We want to engage with you, and as Leah said earlier, we want to make sure that what we do here is serving you. So this is your time to shine, baby. We're getting a lot of wait to Sam, amazing talent, beautiful. She is super talented, says Cheryl.
Yes.
Hi, Michelle. So let me just scroll up here.
I saw a question.
So many. And then we are actually, I should probably put this out there. We are watching from the Dixie Belle page. We are watching from my page, Lotus Theory Designs, Leah's page, Leah Noell Design Co, as well as my YouTube currently. So we have 4 different outlets. So let us know where you're at, where you're tuning in from. And again, hit us with your questions. Let's talk about, while we're waiting on some questions, Leah, what can we say without giving anything away about the 10 new silk colors?
Ooh, they're gemmy.
They are gemmy.
They're gemmy.
Which ones did we reveal already?
We revealed Prickly Pear. Someone corrected me. They revealed Mirage. So Prickly Pear and Mirage. So I gave you guys a little hint on another color name. But Prickly Pear was revealed Monday. Mirage was released. I might be confused. That might be actually. Someone might have guessed it.
Okay, so I'm only going to show the one. Prickly Pear was absolutely revealed, correct? I just happen to have the silk colors sitting next to me. So here's Prickly Pear, everyone. Let's see if I can get
It's like a bubblegum pink.
Like a hot bubblegum, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So I have to tell you, there are a few other shades. I just can't give anything away, but I am having an absolute blast playing with these new colors. I think that it really expands the line, and because the colors are so rich and versatile, there's opportunity to create custom mixes with just endless custom mixes and endless custom colors, especially if you use that custom color lab on Dixie Belle's website.
Yes. Denise had asked what colors you used on your beautiful chest with the eucalyptus leaves and the cotton and the wood you bend. You did the cedar chest.
Correct. So that was what was that? Driftwood, fluff, hurricane gray, and caviar, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to go back and look at my notes to be totally clear. It's on page, but yes, those are the colors I believe that I use. It was definitely of the gray tones, and I didn't want it to lean green or purple or blue. So I tried to pick the most neutral grayest tones. And driftwood is fantastic for that. I swear that color is the perfect gray.
I don't use it a lot, but it is very pretty. It is very pretty. Oh, Mirage and Prickly Pear. The game today, I think, is Oasis. That's what it is.
Okay, so Mirage was revealed yesterday.
Okay,
so I'll show you. I'll show you Mirage.
That one's pretty.
So it's so pretty, and I believe that it's showing up a little bit bluer and brighter in my camera, but in person, it's absolutely stunning. So Sarah says, now I'm thinking your eyeshadow has to relate to the new colors, does it?
Oh,
actually, it is pretty close to one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The one I used yesterday. It's very pretty.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go ahead and just address a common question we get. So we have two paint lines here at Dixie Belle. We have the silk mineral paint and we have the chalk mineral paint. So one of the things we get asked a lot is, can you mix the two? And the way we like to explain this is you don't really want to dump them and mix them together, but you can use them simultaneously on the same project. Well, let's say you just use the silk mineral paint as a base, and then maybe you accent it with some chalk mineral paint. But we don't recommend that you actually like mix caviar with, with prickly pear together, like the chalk mineral paint and the silk mineral paint to make a custom color. The silk should stay with the silk with mixing like in a bowl, and the chalk should stay with the chalk within mixing in a bowl, but you can use them like simultaneously on the same project.
Absolutely. The project that I showed you, I wish I could show you guys these things, but we just can't. We have to wait. But I started with a base of caviar. I was actually going to go one direction and then got really inspired by new silk colors and painted the silk over the chalk mineral paint caviar, which is nice because it served as like a primer base.
Yeah, it does.
Cheryl says, would you compare that to peacock? I would say yes. What do you think?
Yes, I actually compared that with I compared all the new silk colors to all of the chalk mineral paint colors, and they're different. But they are close. Like when you start getting into those teals, they're like, you kind of keep graduating a step up or a step down, tone, just depending on the tone.
Correct. So hopefully that answers your question, Susan. Dixie Belle Blue is, I think, a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit brighter as well. So
yes.
Hello,
Tammy
Sherry.
Go ahead. Don't mix them. Tammy said, don't mix them while wet. I would say that's a really good rule of thumb, Tammy. That's a really good way to explain it.
I would absolutely agree. So let's get off silk. I know you guys have questions. Hi, Teresa. I'm not going to display your comment. I just love Teresa. What questions do you guys have? You have us. And one of the reasons that we want to do a Q&A today was to give you a resource. So as you go through your week and as you try new products, we wanted to give you the resource so that when you have a question weekly on Wednesdays, you have us here as two brand ambassadors for Dixie Belle to answer your questions. There can be a lot of confusion out there as far as products, how to use the products, what order the products go in, etc. And we thought that this would be a really good opportunity to give you the information from the two of us, as we are, I would say, quite experienced in the products. Yes, Leah?
Yes. Yes.
How long have you been a brand ambassador?
How long have you been a brand ambassador?
It's been
I think it's been
2.5 years, a little bit longer. And you?
Since August of 2018. So quite some time. And we've extended a lot of product over the time. So our goal here is we're in the products every single day. Most of our experience is hands-on. We don't get like rule sheets beforehand. So we get a lot of experience. Somebody had asked if who is revealing the next color, and that will be Melissa today at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. She'll be revealing the next one. But yeah, we've both been brand ambassadors for quite some time, and just Dixie Belle has come out with so many products since I started, so many new products.
Yeah, the line has absolutely grown. So we do have some questions. Let me scroll back here. Stephanie says, I have someone wanting to paint a crib. Recommendations. I'll let you feel that since you and Stephanie have a beautiful rapport together.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Stephanie. I was thinking I've never painted a crib before. I don't know. I would say.
I mean, I feel like I would treat it like anything, any piece of furniture, right?
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about like the biting on the crib.
I know, that's what
I
I
don't
was
know
thinking,
anything
right?
about
Little
that.
hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just so far out of the baby realm that I just don't know.
Girl,
I
me
don't know
too.
it depends if you're going to put a baby in it or not. If you're not going to put a baby in it, then I think that you could just like paint it any way I would just paint it normal. But if you're going to put a baby in it, I would recommend it because there's so many new things. My sister just had a baby and there's so many like new things to worry about that I just don't even, So I don't have a recommendation
Stephanie,
if you're going to put a baby in it.
Yeah, I guess it would just be safe to say all the prep, because the biting on the crib, hands on the crib, etc. Babies are not known for their being gentle, obviously. I would say all the prep. So if you need something more specific, I am sure that just go ahead and ask, and we'll help you out. Laura says, please explain the difference between silk and chalk paint.
You want to take this one?
Sure. So silk they're both mineral-based paints. The silk line, it's a bit velvety-er, if that's a word. It is more designed for and I don't want to limit anybody when I say this because I am a rule breaker, but it is more designed for your clean, smooth applications, such as maybe you're painting a dresser one color, maybe you want to paint your kitchen cabinets, etc. While the chalk is definitely a little bit more coarse, and I would say more of an artisan paint because of its blending abilities, no matter what style that you blend in, etc. But again, they're both mineral based. The silk is an all-in-one based paint. However, I do recommend some type of bonding primer if you are going to apply to something that would require it, such as laminate, glass, etc., especially on kitchen cabinets where things tend to get a little bit oily. The top coat is built into the silk. So you know how the chalk-based paint is, I guess, easily scuffed until you seal it. And granted, you don't need to seal the chalk paint, but I always do, just to kind of give it that smoother feel. The silk will already have that velvety, smoother feel just upon application. So is there anything that you want to add to that?
I would say that the silk has two more components than the chalk mineral paint. It has a stain blocking primer equal to 1 coat of Boss, and it has a top coat equal to 1 coat of clear satin. So
Correct.
it just has two more things in it that make it different.
And when I said that, it's more designed for your solid finish, that doesn't mean that you can't play with it. Again, I don't want to limit anybody. Leah and I are both rule breakers.
Yeah.
So, one of the pieces that I'm going to release with the new colors, I did a blend with the silk. So more on that to come, obviously. But, just getting started with silk, that's a great way to use it. And oh my gosh, it is so smooth. The finish, I just love it. I love running my hands over it.
Yeah, it is. And it is like the chalk mineral paint is the best for blending, but you can blend with the silk, and I blend with the silk. It's just a little harder.
It's harder. Absolutely. So Teresa, you're swimming.
Oh goodness. She must live where it's warm.
Here we go. Next one, we have Dot. I used white wax on a dining tabletop. I coated with clear coat satin. It looks too glossy. Can I use flat over it to tone it down?
Yes. Absolutely. Yep. In fact, I've done that with gator hide before too, where because the gator hide has that heat and water resistant finish. So I'll put that gator hide on, and then that really protects the piece. And then I'll put the matte over it just to knock the shine down.
Right. So Stephanie, to follow up, says the biting was my concern too. I mean, honestly, Stephanie, if it were me, I would clean it well. I'd probably sand it and prime it and all of that, just to make sure that I'm giving it the best durability that it's going to possibly have, you know, because num 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 on the crib. So Diane says, where do you find all the products for Dixie Belle?
Great question. Great question.
That's a great one.
So we have retailers all over the US, and we have retailers in Europe as well as Australia, and I think New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. You can purchase all Dixie Belle paint online. So you can get all your Dixie Belle paint online. You can also go online, and there is a tab that says find a retailer, so you can see if there's a retailer near you so that you can actually go see and feel the products as well. But you have both of those options, so it's very accessible.
Absolutely. So is Jonna? She's from Indiana. Can you create a drippy look with the patina paint? I'm going to let you answer that because I know you use the patina line more than I do.
Okay, the patina line is amazing. It's one of my favorite products when you really want that like rusty, crusty, boho, you know, rustic, whatever finish. So it will create a drippy look. There are 3 colors. There is copper, iron, and bronze. There is a blue and a green activator, which will either turn it blue or green. My favorite is the iron mixed with the green spray for a rust effect. Those 2 components work best. Mm-hmm. Yes, the blue will give you less of a rust effect, but my go-to for the patina line is the iron and the green together for that really rusty finish. But the patina is kind of like one of those things you have to let yourself go and just have fun with. Try it on a pumpkin or a heart or, you know, something small first and see what it does, and then put it on a dresser. It is the most fun. It's one of the most fun products we carry.
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement. I don't use it that much, but every time I do, I'm like, why am I not using this more? You know?
Right.
Yeah. So Stephanie says, thank you. You're welcome. Hopefully that helped. Mary, good morning, girls. I'm late. It was so nice to meet you at Highland Vintage. So quick story. I have a booth at Highland Vintage in Chandler, Arizona. And Mary was like, are you Bianca? And we got to chatting, and it's so much fun. It's such a small world, and yet this is such an awesome community to be a part of. You know, you get to meet people and talk and all of that. So Teresa says, what's the sheen of silk? I'd say it's like an eggshell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say satin, but I think you're right. I think it's more of an eggshell. Yeah. Kurt and I were actually discussing that last night. We were trying to figure it out because I've been painting pieces in the garage, and he's like, what is this? He says, is this a semi-gloss? And I'm like, no, you're right. It's an eggshell.
Yeah, semi-gloss. He's way off.
He is way off.
I love Kurt.
Oh, me too.
So Susan says, but if you're painting mahogany, prime 1 coat. I'm in agreement. Mahogany, cherry, your redwoods, those are some bleeders. So I would definitely put protective layer underneath, a problem-solving product such as Boss underneath your silk paint. If you're painting on, mahogany is just a beast. So absolutely, that's really good advice, Susan. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And then Linda says the scuff sanding is important. I am in agreement, but I scuff sand everything. Leah, would you agree?
So let's discuss that. I think that's a good one to discuss. So Bianca and I both, we both are firm believers in full prep. So we both professionally sell our products. We also ship internationally. So one of the things that is important to us is to make sure that finish is super bonded. Now, if you're just painting your living room buffet or your kitchen, something for your own home or maybe something for your mother, these steps aren't as important. But I feel as a professional, I want to create a professional product. So I like to clean with white lightning, rinse that thing off, prime it with whatever primer, Boss or Slick Stick is needed. And then I go into Oh, I'm sorry. I scuff sand, and I clean first, scuff sand, prime, and then paint. So I do take those. We both take those 3 extra steps to really
Mhm.
ensure that quality finish. That it's not always necessary, especially if you're just starting out. If you do plan on selling furniture, I do recommend that you take those steps. Please keep our community professional and high quality. But I know we're on the same page with that.
We are. I'm laughing in my head because confession, when I was new, I didn't know anything about adhesion primers, problem solvers such as tannin blockers, TSP, or white lightning. I remember cleaning my first piece with Dawn dish soap, and I thought, if it worked for the ducks in the ocean with oil on them, it's got to work for this furniture.
And then it was just soap for days, I bet.
Oh my gosh. And I'll never forget one of the first redwood pieces, and I painted it white, and it just turned totally orange. I didn't know. So it's much different now than when we first started, as far as having the resources and having access to answers to questions as far as how to paint something, what steps are necessary. But Linda, thank you for that. That was a really good point, and I'm so glad that you made it. Anthony, hello.
Hi,
Anthony is glad to see us back in action. I'm going to be glad to see you back in action too, Anthony. Anthony is a phenomenal furniture artist, but he's been on a bit of a sabbatical. But when he comes back, I know he's going to come back absolutely fierce. So Sue made a baby growth chart. Can you write on the flat top coat?
Like with a marker? I don't see why not.
I'm going to assume with a marker, yeah. I think it might be a little bit more difficult with a pencil or something, but marker, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, your kids are going to do it. Right? Like anytime, like Reagan has had countless pieces of furniture in her room, and on her desks, there's always a marker right in the middle, that Sharpie, and it stays. So I'm sure you can.
Right. Can you use the patina line with sea spray?
Yes.
Uh-huh. That's a really good question. That's what I love about a lot of Dixie Belle's products, is that for the most part, they can be mixed. They can, again, we say, probably not a good idea to mix your chalk mineral paint with your silk paint, but why not use sea spray with your patina, your silk, your chalk paint, your waxes, finishing waxes, that is, not so much the gilding because those are oil-based, but the finishing waxes, the sealing waxes, are, because they're water-based, able to be used with other water-based products as well. So that is one of the things that I do love about the products that we offer, is that they're all friendly. They get along very well.
They do. And I actually would recommend you use the sea spray with the patina. That is a very popular combination because it just gives it more of an effect, and you're really looking for that. Usually when you're using patina, you're really looking for that textured, crusty look, and the patina line really just intensifies the look of it.
Right. So Susan, I painted a baby growth chart and added transfers. What is the recommendation for top coat? Can you write on the flat top coat? We answered that already, but as far as the recommendation for the top coat, yes. Would you say flat top coat?
Flat or satin?
I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement. Absolutely. I wouldn't do anything too glossy, because if you do plan to write on it, obviously the glossy is going to make it a bit harder. So definitely flat or satin. So, Leah, Denise says, it was nice to meet you at the Pinners Conference.
The Pinners Conference was so fun, wasn't it, Denise? That was an amazing event. It was good to meet everyone. I met so many people there. It was a really good event.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, that was really close to me. It was only 2 hours south of me. So it was very close.
Great question. What trends, styles coming in hot for painted furniture pieces 2022 are you guys noticing? Coming in hot. I like you already. That's a really good question. Yeah. What are you seeing, Leah? I feel like you're more in touch with, I just kind of go with the flow, but you tend to be more in touch with that. Yes?
Oh, I love following trends. Like that's the first thing I do at the beginning of the year is like who's putting out color trends and everything. I see a lot of green, emerald green, jewel tones, gemmy tones, pinks in home decors or home decors. In the furniture world, I'm seeing a lot more color. Now, I also think it depends on how you've branded yourself or what your area fits or what your style is. Okay. So like my style is very, very crazy, colorful, fun. Nothing goes together and I love it. And so my furniture tends to lean that way and people like to buy that from me because that's what they know me for. When I paint something white, I don't get a lot of sales. When I paint something like like just neutral, people don't want that from me. So I think a lot of the furniture sales depend on what people want from you, what's in your area, what resonates with your style. So I would say that you need to figure out where your style is and what you want to paint because when your heart is in it, it it just sells so much easier. I find that. But I do see a lot more bright colors. I see a lot more gemmy tones. I see people wanting color in their home decor. We're really moving out of that farmhouse stage, especially where I'm at. Like I'm in the Chicagoland area. People want bold color or warm color of any kind.
I'm in
What do you
agreement with
see?
you. No,
Yeah.
I really couldn't have said it better. I'm in agreement with you. I'm in the same position as you. I am so known for my dark, moody pieces that when I do paint something white, people aren't really drawn to it because that's not really my style. I think that you're right. I think that what Leah here is saying is key, which is, I mean, yes, there are trends. There are trends that are out, things that people are attracted to because it is, trendy. However, like with anything, I feel like a lot of it is just selling ourselves and our art. And even if you're painting something that's not necessarily in trend, if your heart's in it, they're gonna buy it from you. So I hear you. How about you just be a trendsetter, right? Make your own trends.
Yeah, you got it. That's what we're doing. We're redoing this whole house and I'm finding that it's like, okay, well, this is popular and this is what people are doing. But if you don't really like it, then it's not for you. So I think people
Yeah.
are really becoming more true to what they love and
Yeah.
finding artists that support that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah, a serious question and a silly one. One, is the paint resistant to the sun? And how often should I paint it again? And are you ticklish? And if so, where? That's cute, Sarah.
Nice,
um,
Sarah.
it depends on the sun. I'm here in Arizona. Nothing is resistant to the sun. However, I do know other people who have painted projects, put them outside, and they have held up beautifully using the chalk mineral line. I can't speak to the silk. I don't have an answer for that. Yeah. But the chalk mineral line I know has been successful, but I
Sealed
really
in
just
hemp oil.
for the chalk mineral
The
line.
Yeah, so what happens with the hemp oil is it allows the paint and the wood to expand and contract and breathe outside.
Okay.
I don't ever like guarantee anything over like a season. Even though
Mhm.
I've had pieces last for years outside, I don't advertise it more than like a season, but I have had pieces last longer than that outside.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I know I did a chair for my mother and I took all the prep steps and everything. And after a couple of seasons, it's like, she's like, it's peeling, it's chipping. I'm like, well, we live
Yeah.
in the desert in Arizona. It's just one of those things. It's going to happen. But that's a really great question, Sarah. As far as if I'm ticklish, not really. My husband is, though. One of my favorite things to do is all I have to do is this. And he's like, stop.
Oh my gosh.
How about you? Are you ticklish, Leah?
Oh, I think it's torture. I don't do tickling at all. My kids and my husband, they have this like tickle game they do like every night, like before they go to bed, they get all riled and I'm like, don't touch me. Like they know, leave me alone.
You, you are not the one.
No, I'll get mean.
So, Linda, I'm painting 2 end tables. I thought I would do salt water, which for those of you who don't know is a shade of white in silk. Now thinking silver bullet moonshine metallic and using bead gel with damask stencil on top to cover the imperfections. Gray chalk mineral underneath. What do you think? I'm liking it.
I love it. I think that'll be beautiful.
I think so too. Linda, make sure that you show us. We would love to see that.
Yeah.
I've not used bead gel. How about you?
The what? The bead gel?
The bead gel, yeah.
No.
It's for creating like a raised stencil effect, but it has a bit of a different look.
No, I haven't. I'm gonna write it down. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've not used it yet. So, thanks, Dixie Belle. By the way, Dixie Belle's on with us watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having us.
It's Dixie Belle. I have a question for Dixie Belle that I think some of you guys. What were the top selling colors for 2021? If you know that, otherwise I'll get that answer for next week. But I was wondering, what were our top selling colors for 2021?
That's a good question. I feel like In the Navy was in that mix somewhere, but that's the only one that I know. They posted that at some point, but Deb says, I'm the same way, tickling is torture.
Yeah. Stay away with that.
Oh, Linda, you're going to tint the gel, the beading gel. Is that what we're talking about with the gemstone mousse?
That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
I know. This is why I love talking to you guys, because I mean, sure, we are furniture owners, we paint and everything, but I'm so inspired by everybody right now. I'm loving the vibes in this forum right now. Oh, with the moonshine metallic she meant. Yeah, so adding gemstone mousse to the moonshine metallic. And that's another example of, the products being interchangeable. So gemstone mousse is an accenting product. It's similar to the gilding wax. However, it's water-based. So, of course, it's going to go well in the water-based moonshine metallic. I like it, Linda.
So I think all the products would work well together if they're water-based. The only oil-based products we have are the No Pain Gel Stain, hemp oil, the butter, the Big Mama's butter, and then the gilding waxes. Right. If I'm not mistaken. Those are only oil-based products. So if you just remove those from the line, everything else is kind of interchangeable. Like they just all work because they're water-based. Oil-based goes with oil-based. Water-based goes with water-based. Water-based goes first before oil-based products.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does to me.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does to you guys too. Yeah, I know. Bridget has a good question, and I'm liking her question because it's kind of off the path. So Bridget says, if I'm just getting started, should I have a name of my company first? Should I name my company first? How should I start selling? I love this. I love the opportunity that we have here to speak to some people who are maybe aspiring, just getting into this, to maybe, if we can, help you gain a little bit of confidence in your journey. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what would you recommend, Bianca?
Well, as far as a name, I mean, I can only speak from my experience. I was just painting furniture and selling it in my local, sale forums, online forums. So OfferUp, I'm not even sure if OfferUp was around actually then. I don't think it was. But things like that is how I start, like Craigslist. That's the one I was thinking about. That was really hot for me when I was new. I didn't have a name. It wasn't until I decided to take this from, I'm just painting something here and there. This is fun. This is therapy. I feel good when I do this into, I might have something here that I decided to have a name. And for me, putting a name on my products and labeling this as a business and moving from the scope of it being a hobby, it's like I guess, Leah, you know more about this than I do, but the whole law of attraction. So I made it real. And ever since I put a name on it, I've just been in this, forward trajectory as far as my business, Lotus Theory Designs. And I do believe that once I put a name on it, it also offered me a bit of credibility to people, because people like names on things.
Yes. Yes. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. And then as far as how you start selling, how should I start selling? Just put yourself out there. I mean, I don't. Yeah. There's different levels of selling, but Craigslist, OfferUp, Marketplace, etc. Eventually, or you can go big or go home. There's things like your local craft markets, booths. And of course, as you grow, you might develop a website or start selling online on a national level. So, but I think that for me anyway, I usually advise people to start small, so it's not so overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, just starting. And then everything, once you start doing it just for the enjoyment of it, everything else kind of falls into place. Go ahead, put a name on it, and then figure out how to sell it. Like, what is the lowest hanging fruit? Can you list it on Facebook Marketplace? Start there. Maybe that'll grow into something else, but everything kind of starts falling into place. Just enjoy what you're doing, enjoy the process, and then things usually fall into place. That's how I live my life.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in agreement. So Bridget, good luck on your journey. Thank you so much for asking that question, and have fun.
Yeah,
I believe that's the most important thing here. Just enjoy. Jennifer, Austin, Texas, local retailers. Let me actually take a minute, you guys, because we've had some questions so far about local retailers. Did you know that you can find your local retailer? I'm going to show you. So right at the top of this website, there's a find your local retailer button. So once you click that, you are able to find your local retailer. It's giving me, obviously I'm in, where I'm at here in Arizona, and it's giving me the retailers that are closest to me. But, if I were somewhere else, I might let's see if I can remember a zip code from, I don't remember if that was my Boston zip code or not. I can't remember. It's been so many years. Nope, not at all. I can't remember my Boston zip code when I lived there. Anyway, so you would type in your zip code, your state. Obviously, if you're in another part in the world, it's going to look a little bit different. You may not have zip codes, etc. But you're able to find your local retailer or the retailer that is closest to you, and it's going to give you a list, and it's going to organize it by distance. Okay? So hopefully that helps. And the retailers love it when you support their operation. Anytime we can support a small business, we are all in. I think we lost Leah, you guys. Where did Leah go? Okay, so Jennifer, she loves our products. Hopefully Leah will find her way back. So Tiffany, you know what? Yes, get the name. It's hard to find a website and social media to match. Get your name decided. I'm in agreement. So once you get your name, I do absolutely believe that everything falls into place. So are there any other questions? Here we go.
Sorry.
Neighbor in Boston. No, you're okay. I'm like, I don't know where Leah went. It's just me. It's the Bianca show.
Got that phone call that kicked me off.
Oh, geez. Okay, so actually I am getting some. So people want to know, hey, put in, I'm going to do this for you guys really quick. So let's get back in here. Let's type in, Barbara says, put in 78745, 78745, 78745. Austin, Texas. So we have Sheer Impressions, Salon and Boutique. They're an elite retailer. Elite means that they carry the silk line and they carry the full silk line, as well as this person carries the entire chalk mineral line as well. So here's another elite. Is it, I never know is it Maka Daughters? I'm familiar with the name, but I feel like I can never say it right. Correct me if you need to. Anyways, so we have another one within 10 miles away from that location that you gave me. So pretty simple, 02, Linda says 02818. So 02818. I'm trying to remember it, you guys. 02818. Oops.
I can't see that.
Did I do it right? Yeah. Rhode Island. So within 02818 and 3.85 miles, we have another elite retailer, and this one is Paint Transfer Design. So you guys, it's pretty easy. If push comes to shove, and you don't have a retailer within your vicinity, or perhaps you're, again, in I don't know, Africa or a country where there isn't a retailer at your disposal, you can also have your products shipped to you.
Yes. And hopefully you can also call them. You can call them and just say, hey, do you have this color? Just give them a call, see what they have.
The nice thing about going to a store and talking to a retailer is if you have questions, they're there, they're able to help you. You're able to see the products in person. You're able to, I guess, just have an experience, a tangible experience rather than buying online if you can. So I don't know. I'm a big pusher and support your small business.
Yeah, definitely. There is like
our paint is not on cargo ships.
Right. It's when I went to Wisconsin, and there's 2 retailers up there I went and visited. It amazes me because they take them and they have workshops. A lot of retailers have workshops. So if you're like, I've never used the paint before, I don't even know like how to paint something. A lot of them have workshops that you can do. They'll bring you, like, they have areas where you could try paint. There's a lot of different ways that your local small business retailers have resources for you to try things before you buy them, or invest in a class before you buy a piece of furniture to paint.
Absolutely. I'm in agreement. Elaine is from Indiana. What is the #1 color for kitchen cabinets?
I'm going to say emerald green.
I knew you were going to say that. And tell them why you feel that way, Leah.
Gosh, we're having our kitchen redone. I'm having a carpenter come in and replace everything. So, but green is the most popular color. I've been doing a ton of research on this. Green is your most popular color. Anywhere from like collard greens to sage greens to what's the other one? Dried sage, Hampton olive. Greens are super popular right now. White is the most popular, of course. But we're really transitioning. If you follow trends, we're really transitioning into green tones, because here's the psychology behind home decor right now. So like, we're just kind of like got out of this like farmhouse. Things are like no color. They're kind of like just cold, right? Gray tones are cool tones. It's a cooler color. People want warmth back in their life. So warmer colors are coming in. So even like a neutral palette in a dried sage, or just a more earthy, like good feeling green is Deb's least favorite color, but green is the #1 color trending in cabinets right now. So whether you like it or not, that's where it does. Do what you love. I mean, I'm almost thinking I want to paint mine Florida orange, but I don't think Kurt would be on board for that. Maybe he would. But yeah, so green is the trending color right now. It is the trending color for kitchen cabinetry right now.
I, a few homes ago had green like sage green cabinets. I loved them. The green is very versatile.
Yes.
Thelma's in Ontario, Canada. Where did that question go? Thelma, just stripped a buffet. I want to paint it black and use a transfer. How do I proceed?
Oh, I would use, if you're going to use a transfer, I would use the chalk mineral paint. You could use the silk too. The transfers, they go just fine on the silk. Just paint your buffet however you want it, and then use the transfer on top, and then seal it with clear satin or clear matte afterward, and you're good to go.
Make sure that you allow enough time for your paint to really dry in between, you're done applying your paint and you want to add your transfer. I usually allow, again, I'm in the desert, so it's a bit warmer. So depending on climate, but I usually wait about 24 hours before I apply a transfer, just to make sure that paint is super dry, so that moisture doesn't get trapped between the paint and your transfer.
Right. And and I've actually had my temperature control. I've always been in a temperature controlled environment, but my new shop isn't as like temperature controlled as the old one was. It's not as like sealed and insulated. And I have noticed that my paint takes longer to dry in the winter, and it's really short in the summer. So just pay attention to your weather, and that's just something you learn over time.
One of the tricks is for the chalk mineral paint. I think that this actually applies to silk too. Is if you touch your paint and say on the surface it feels dry, but it's still kind of cold or cool feeling, it still needs to dry.
Yes.
So you're welcome, Mary. Barry says, thanks for showing how to locate your retailers.
Hi,
Dot
Barry.
has 2 local retailers, and they're amazing. Yeah, lucky Dot has 2. Denise, does glaze or dark wax show details better?
I would say the dark wax.
I am in agreement. but I'm funny. I don't glaze with either. But I mean, I break the rules. I glaze with paint.
Yeah, I will mix paint in my glaze just to get it a little bit deeper of a color. I'll
Yeah.
mix like 50% either caviar or anchor with black glaze just to get it a deeper, richer black.
Okay, so Linda says Palmetto and Antebellum is a blue, amazing mix of blue. Susan says I have to paint something. She still has the fall green to paint something.
Oh, the juniper.
That yes.
That's
that
gorgeous.
Was so pretty. I'm so glad you still have it. Oh my gosh. But say that you don't have it, you can use the color mixer on the website to come up with juniper. See what I did there?
Yep. That was good.
Yeah, right. Bet. Green is a vintage color for kitchens. It was popular in the 80s. Wasn't it popular like in the 60s too? Or am I wrong here? Or was that more like avocado?
Yeah, 1950s bright colored kitchens are also trending back. People what I'm learning, because I'm a trend follower, but I just want what I love in my home. I want people to come in and be like, I would never do that. That looks crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not boring. So follow your trends, like follow what you want. If you want to paint your kitchen cabinets hot pink and your husband's going to let you, then do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have time for a few more questions before we call it a day. Jan says, do I need to top coat or stick my metal handles before I paint them with silk? I would stick them, absolutely, before you paint them with silk. Not a step that you want to skip. Great question, Jan. Thanks for asking it. Tina says, any idea when gator hide will be back? That's a great question. Leah?
I think we're still a month or two out on gator hide. It's been like everything in this in every industry, there are supply chain shortages, and so I think that it's better so that we know we're getting the same product we're used to using to wait. Yeah. So it's just going to be some time, like everything else. So in the meantime, the what I've been doing to preserve it is I've been using clear coat satin, clear coat gloss, or clear coat matte on the bodies of my pieces. And I've just been using I only have one jug of gator hide left, and I've just been using it on the tops. So that's kind of what I've been doing, instead of like normally I would just do it all over. I just use it on the top of the piece because that's what's getting the most wear, and just using that other sealer on the body of the piece.
Yep. That's a really good question. Unfortunately, there are supply chain issues all over the industries and all over the world, and gator hide falls into that. Even though our products are USA made, there are some products that are sourced from outside resources. But luckily, we do not have a shortage of paint. So that is where I am super excited.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, there was a time where I was a little worried, like, are we gonna have paint issues? Because, like you go into your local hardware store and their paint shelving is empty.
You can't get samples right now. Like for a wall color, you can't get certain samples because they don't have the right bases, and you have to get a large jug. You can't just get the $3 sample anymore. So, it just is, it's where we're at in the world right now. I'm just grateful we still have the products that we do have.
Yep. Sylvia, what paint stripper do you use? I'm not even sure. If I do use a chemical, I prefer the Jasco brand, but I rarely strip furniture. How about you? I rarely do it. I hate doing it.
I don't buy anything that's painted, but if I strip a top, I use 2-minute stripper, and then I deactivate it with lacquer thinner. So I strip the top and then I wipe it back with lacquer thinner, and then that deactivates all the stripper so it doesn't come back up through your finish. Because wood's porous, so that stripper can get down in there, so you have to deactivate it with something. I prefer lacquer thinner.
No, that's a good point. I
don't do it too often though, because it really kills your brain cells. So I really try to stay away from it.
And it's just not fun.
No.
I mean, the only times I've done it's been like a super special piece.
Yeah.
So, Christina, color mixer is awesome. I'm so glad it was added to the website. I'm with you.
It's a great tool.
So Stephanie says, be you. Thelma does not like avocado. Diane says, great live, great information for everyone.
Thank you, Diane.
If there's no other questions, I'm just making sure here, scrolling through the comments. Kelly says, I have a bathroom with all tile all the way around the walls. I used Dixie Belle white wax to brighten my white grout, and it turned yellow. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's, I don't have a definite answer as to why that happened.
I've never heard of anyone using the white wax.
To brighten grout. I think that you're onto something. It was a good idea, but it turned it yellow. I just wonder if there's something in the grout or chemical in the grout, or possibly even chemicals that were used to clean the grout that is disagreeing with the white wax. I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm going to look into that. What was that?
I would use, if I were, I would just try to clean it off and maybe try paint next time.
Wait, no, it didn't turn yellow. It was yellow. Okay, good. Okay, so I must have read that wrong. I'm like, that's a good question. So did it work? The wax turned it white again.
People use paint.
Kelly. Wow. Okay. Now I'm like, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea, Kelly. Okay. I was like, I don't know the answer to that. I must have read that wrong. I apologize, Kelly. I love her. No. Tasha, I have a spray painted wardrobe that needs painted. Do you recommend stripping it first? I would. If it's spray painted, I would. You wouldn't? You would just go with it?
Not if it wasn't chipping. If it was not chipping and the paint, if you could just, what I do if I have like a painted surface, because I've had people in the past, I've had clients ask me to paint over something and I tell them I'm not stripping it. So I can't really ensure the paint finish, like it's going to be good. But so what I do is I sand it back, and any part that chips off, I let it chip off. And if it's too chippy, then I would strip it. I would actually burn it because I'm not stripping anything, but just go ahead and sand it. Just sand it smooth and then use slick stick over it. That's what I would do. If you really want to ensure and have a really good finish, strip it all down. But that's just not something I'm willing to do. So that's where in the past, I've had really good luck with it. I haven't had any clients complain.
You have?
Just sand it down. I use slick stick because spray paint is a glossier finish. So I would use slick stick over it. And then I would, as long as it's not chipping, you should be good. Especially if you're keeping it for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I always come from the perspective of, I sell my work. But if I were just keeping it for myself, that is a different story. So good advice, Leah. Thelma says, I was told to use mineral spirits after stripper. Yeah, Thelma, I use that as well. Yep.
That works.
So Bet says, it's nice to see you two together again.
Good to be back, Bet.
It's really good to be back. I'm super excited moving forward with where we're going to go with the show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Right now, I feel like we're in a let's just get to know each other phase. We want to get to know you. We want you to get to know us. But moving forward, I'm really excited with some of the ideas and some of the ways that we want to spend our time with you on Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern.
So do you have the email? So we have an email set up for you guys you can email us with your questions, topic ideas, show ideas, things that you would want to see at beyondthebrushlive@gmail.com. If you send us an email, we will be able to come prepared with content that serves you best, topic ideas, Q&As, any questions that you have that you want us to discuss, ideas, things that you want to see us paint together. We're really open to a lot of things. We really want to keep a Q&A as part of this so that you guys do have a place to ask your questions. But we also want to have some fun too. So send us your ideas at beyondthebrushlive@gmail.com. And that way we will be able to incorporate it into the show as soon as next week.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that was fun. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome.
You want to take us out?
Thank you guys for joining us. We had a great time on our first episode of season, we're going to call it 3 of Beyond the Brush Live. 2?
3, yes.
I think we said 3. It is 3.
It is 3.
3.
Look at
season
us.
3 of Beyond the
boy.
Brush Live. You can find season 1 on YouTube, but season 2 I think was private. But we did it in a private group setting. But we want to thank you guys for joining us. We will be back at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time next week, and we will see you then. Email us. Go ahead and email us your questions and content ideas, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you then.
Bye.